Hi guys, Dr. Christy Ennis. Neck muscles and head pain often go hand in hand. When you have tightness here, it can radiate and cause pain anywhere through the head here. So today, we're going to go over some really easy, simple exercises to get both of these areas to feel better. Step one is getting some blood flow in through those things that get stuck. So the fascia, which is that like a white filmy skin on that chicken breast, gets stuck right to that muscle. So we want to get it to glide and get blood flow going. And that's loosening up basically the fluid and getting things to feel better. So I'm going to pull out my Derma Edge, which I'll link for you guys too. This is something that I created and patented when I had Lyme disease. And we'll work on getting all of those muscles loosened up. So we want to get the muscles straight in the back that attach right to the back of the head on both sides of the spine. And you'll see if it's tight, it will feel kind of bumpy and almost a little soothing. If you don't have a Derma Edge, you can use the flat edge of a butter knife, just not quite as comfortable. So we want to get the back of the muscles here, and then these muscles that run along the side, the upper trap, the levator, those are important to get to. And again, you're doing this until it feels a little looser, a little less bumpy, and then you'll do an experiment and see if your head moves a little bit better. You also want to make sure that you get the muscles in the front there. So you can kind of see mine stick out nicely because they're a little bit tight. And this actually, oh, this feels really good to me. So again, do a little experiment to see which ones feel the tightest. And then once you're done, go ahead and do a little experiment and see, ooh, can you move a little better? And that is the goal. For this next one, you need 2 tennis balls or lacrosse balls. Tennis balls are usually a little softer though, so keep that in mind. And a sock or a nylon that you don't feel bad about getting stretched out. And mine just makes me smile because it's turtles. So you're gonna take those 2 tennis balls and put them in your sock or nylon. And then you're actually gonna lie down right on top of them. And you want to try to get to the muscles that are right in the back of the head. That's the attachment point for some of those muscles and where we tend to have a ton of tension. So I'm lying right on the tennis balls, right where I showed you that spot in the back of the head. And you should already go, ooh, this feels good. We're just releasing and loosening those muscles, like I said, that attach there. But what I find is that you want to hold on to those tennis balls so they don't slide away. And what I think feels even better and helps release it even more is adding a little bit of head motion with it. So with the tennis ball staying still, you're going to turn your head in one direction, come on back and turn your head the other direction. This gets a little bit more, like I said, range of motion as well as easing into those muscles a little bit more. And you're gonna do this until it doesn't feel as uncomfortable. Now that we have the muscles back here loosened up a little, we're gonna work on stabilizing things. So you're gonna take your hand and rest it on your chin. I find this helps a little bit. You're gonna think about almost like a nod. We're going back and just down a touch so that you're here. I also had somebody call this the chicken because it kind of looks that way. But it's just a nice gentle motion. If you're not sure, sometimes it helps to put a fist under there as well and then add that little pull back so you've got some feedback from that hand below. This one should not hurt at all. And I tell people to do about 5 every hour so that it breaks up this position that we tend to get. And even just being like this hurts me. So you want to try, like I said, about 5 every hour. This next one builds upon that and helps to separate the space in the spine a little bit. So again, make sure that there is no pain with any of these because not all of these will feel good for everybody. So you're going to start with that little chin tuck. That opposite hand is going to go at the base of the skull. I'm going to give a little lift and then a little push forward. And every time I do this one, I immediately go, yay. So if you don't have that experience, it's not the right thing for you. Clearly, if you know that bending your head forward hurts, also you don't want to do this. And I tend to shoot for about 5 to 10 a few times a day. Our last exercise is a stretch, and you do want to make sure that you do this last. The other ones help to loosen up all that tight stuff and help to stabilize. We don't want to stretch a tight muscle. That's why this one is at the end. So you're going to grab a light weight. I always tell people a light weight to start. You can move up in weight as you go to see how it feels. This is applying a little bit of traction through the shoulder. So it's separating that down, and you should already start to feel a stretch on this side. From here, you're going to place your opposite hand on your head and very gently pull it to the side. You should feel a very nice stretch on this side. If you feel anything on the opposite side, pain or tingling, any of that, you don't want to do this stretch right now. If you don't feel quite enough of a stretch or you feel like you need it in a little bit of a different area, you're going to keep that head bend and then you're going to turn and face and do what we call sniffing the armpit. And here you're gonna get a stretch into the levator scapula as opposed to just the upper trapezius, so you'll feel it in a bit of a different spot. So whichever one or both of these motions you need, you're gonna hold for about 3 to 5 breaths.